Hey everyone, this is Zach here with Fairing Screen Gustafson. We've got a video here today to walk through some different heights for our windshields for the Harley Davidson Sportglide. So here we've got the fairing, we've got a few demo windshields. Here we've got the stock windshield, if you want to call it that. It actually looks kind of funny compared to that. So we'll go over some different heights and talk about how to measure to find out the best one for you. Alright, so for our different height options, we've got a 9-inch, a 12-inch, and a 15-inch. Those are kind of the standard heights that we feel like most people fall into it. If you need something custom after measuring, then we can always make you something custom just for you. So once we go through this video and you measure, and you can let us know what you need. So the first question is, how do we actually measure the windshields? They're measured the vertical center line of material. So I've got a little soft tape here. We've got one windshield. This is our 9-inch windshield on here. So I'll measure the vertical center line. You can see it only measures 8 inches above the fairing. Well, maybe you can't see that well, but it's 8 inches there. There's an inch of material inside the fairing. So that's our 9-inch model. So I'll kind of demonstrate that on this one here. I've got a little mark. This is a custom 11-inch windshield, but you can see there's a little bit of a mark, you can't really see it, where the fairing is, and that's right about 10 inches. So an inch of our windshields are inside the fairing. That's the most important thing to realize when you're measuring, is that even though 8 inches exposed, this is really a 9-inch windshield because there's an inch in there. All right, am I clear now? Hopefully that made sense. So ultimately, if you've got the stock Harley Davidson one, you've got this little 2-inch or whatever it is on there. Our windshields follow pretty much the same angle. So when you've got this one on the bike sitting in front of you, and most people end up sitting pretty tall above this one, you can actually take a tape and measure up your current windshield and see about where your eye line is. So I'll try to draw a line here and see where it is. This is just for demonstration purposes. And then you're going to want to look through and say, okay, my eye line is at 14 inches. So in order to be able to look over the windshield, I'll probably want something about 2 inches shorter than that. Because the idea with this windshield is that you'll just be able to look over it when you're riding along. So this is about where I'd want it. You can see it's kind of even with my mouth and between my chin and my nose. And I'm still able to look over it. If I'm in the rain, I could duck under and look through, or I could like sit up straight and look over it. So that's the main idea of where you want it to be. Now, a lot of people get stuck back and forth between the 9 and 12-inch. On this Harley Davidson Sportglide model, I normally recommend going with a taller windshield than you would normally want, mainly because this is the only wind protection you've got, not including our deflectors. We'll go over those later, I think in another video. But we've added these on. These are our parts to kind of help beef up the wind protection. So you really rely on the windshield to carry a lot of that wind protection. As you can see, it almost doubles what the fairing is, and this is our 9-inch model. So if you went with our 12-inch model, it would be 3 inches taller, or our 15-inch model would be 6 inches taller for pretty good wind protection. So if you're stuck between two heights, I normally say go a little bit taller. You can always trim it down, or if you know that the 9, 12, 15 won't work, we can make one custom for you so that it works out well. So I hope that helped clear up some questions on how to measure, how the windshields are measured, what windshield is right for you. It's kind of hard to give generic recommendations. I myself could look over the 15-inch windshield. I'm about 6'4", but I probably prefer the 9 or 12 because I like a little more, wind in my hair, I guess you could say. Some people want a little taller windshield and they want to be able to look through it, so it really just depends on your personal preference. If you don't like those wide models, we also do a narrow model windshield that doesn't have this added width. It leans back a little more, and it's got a Euro flip at the top. We go over that in another video about the Sportglide styles. And then another thing to mention, on our 15-inch, we actually add these 2 vent holes right near the bottom. They kind of end up being right above the fairing, and they're to help relieve some of the back pressure you get with a taller windshield. So as you can see, this is a pretty tall windshield compared to the fairing. So we add these vent holes to kind of help eliminate some of the buffeting that can happen with a big windshield and the air slapping you over. You get a little bit of some pressure relief coming through the vents so that the wind doesn't want to come over and hit you on the head as hard. It's not any wind that you're going to feel coming through the vent holes. It's more just to relieve the back pressure. So the other thing is, once you've got your heights figured out, normally, well, not normally, there's always a color option to choose. You can go with a clear windshield if you want it to blend in and not be able to see it, or we've got some tinted options here. So the one on this fairing is the dark smoke gray. That's kind of what we recommend with black. We've also got the light smoke gray here, so you can see this is a lot more transparent than the dark smoke gray. And then we also have some bronze colors. So this is our dark smoke bronze, which you can see compared to this one, I'll get them both over, and the white is a little more brown than black or gray on that one. So this is the dark smoke bronze. And then there's also a light smoke bronze, which I don't have out here right now. And we don't really recommend for the 15-inch to go with a light smoke or clear, just in case you end up looking through it. But ultimately you can see through the dark smokes as well. It's just a little bit more tinted than the light smoke gray. So if you're in the perfect storm of riding in the wind, or riding at night in the rain, and you want to be able to look through the windshield and you want to be able to duck through it, we kind of recommend that light smoke or clear. But ultimately it's up to you. You can do. So like I said, I hope that helped clear up some questions on the height issues, how to measure, what size is right for you, and also what color you'd like to get. If you got any questions, go ahead and put it in the comments below. That way we can help out anyone else who might have the same questions. And if you need something ordered, you can go ahead and give us a call or go to our website, and you can do that there and put something in the notes section.